Welcome to Shri and Kira Live, the voice of passionate action, bringing fresh perspectives and timeless wisdom for today's shifting paradigm. It is your moment to open your mind, relax into your body and spirit as we explore the greater meaning of your now experience. Bringing wisdom, laughter, and clarity, here are Shri and Kira.
Namaste and welcome to Shri and Kira Live. I am wisdom teacher Shri Ram Ka.
Hey, coming to you from TOSA Blue Mountain right here in Ecuador. I am Master Lady Kira Ra, and Shri and I are so excited about this moment. I want you to feel it. My ears are like tingling already because I'm feeling all of you. Today, we are diving deeper into December. It is about consciousness, it is about time travel, and it is about right now. The cycles within the cycles are igniting. I know you already feel it, and we are so excited. We have so many of you joining us from so many amazing places. And so, Shri, where are we?
Well, here we are. We want to say hi to all the affiliates. We're broadcasting to Oneness Talk Radio, to bbsradio.com, and of course, live video at the Oneness Talk Radio website and the Oneness Talk Radio YouTube site.
And official Shri and Kira YouTube. Hi, everybody.
Hey, welcome, community. Say hi to each other in the chat. And let's enjoy the communion.
Let's expand even more. So I also want to remind you that you want to get into those phone queues early. They do fill up very, very quickly. So remember, over at Oneness Talk Radio, it is 517-208-1500. 517-208-1500. And if you press *5, that raises your hand, and we know you've got a question for my beloved Shri Ram Ka because of his incredible medical intuitive abilities, and of course because we talk about all the Ascension symptoms and really get a handle on what's going on right now. Sometimes it's just good to know why things are happening the way they are. And of course, we have a toll-free line sitting for you right over there at BBS Radio, where you get to talk to our amazing producer, and just give a call in over there, 888-627-6008. Again, 888-627-6008. And wow, you know, Sunday community, Sunday service, you guys always touch my heart deeply.
Absolutely. And here we are because it's time.
Oh, yeah. And what does that even mean? I mean, that's really where we're going today. It's so fun.
You know, and you know, what is it about time? What is it about time that can mess up our sense of things, that can make us feel anxious, that can also make us feel that we've missed something?
Yeah.
Our relationship with time is an illusion. However, time travel is a reality.
You know, I want to take us back. Woo! Forgive me. I want to take us back to Shri and our first book, Sacred Union, The Journey Home. Still out there in like its 5th or 6th printing because it's a timeless classic, right? What does Archangel Zadkiel say in that book? That we are the travelers.
Yes.
That we are the travelers. It is who we are. And we are at this moment of reunion right now. We are at a moment of a shift in the cycle. And at our essence, at our core, we are the travelers. And to really break free, and it's really like, I feel like we're breaking through. This isn't glass. This is like a crystalline shield of light. And I feel like we're breaking free of even that and seeing the incredible compassion, the incredible blessing of that which we are to be here now. It's that full illumination of our star consciousness, and I'm loving our beautiful background if you're watching us today. It's that full illumination of your star consciousness in multidimensional presence that puts you into, and think about it, we're in the culminating month of this year, right? Where is all this leading us to? It's leading us to that still center. Mm-hmm. It's leading us to be the eternal cross of perfect balance. Because as we move into 2021, and we're already in this ignition, this is why we're in the cycles within the cycles. As we move toward 2021, right now, the gift, the blessing of 2020 that is yours to harvest, and it's beginning, and it's really coming in like the lioness it is to know what the still center of you is. Now, the still center of you is your consciousness. And that's what this month is about right now. It's about your consciousness. Because in the still center of pure consciousness, you remember yourself as the traveler you are. And the now moment expands into the eternal moment. That is the moment at hand. It's a quiet week on the up-level calendar because it's the week we claim this. It is the week, and it doesn't mean that what's spinning and what might even be spinning so close to you sometimes it makes you not breathe, right? It doesn't mean that you might not have that spinning right around you. What does it mean? It means it no longer affects you. Because the cycles within the cycles within the cycles within the cycles, see how it slows down within the cycles, are now.
Yes.
And they've come together and they've done this. I mean, here's the part that I love the most. They've done this because we are loved that much. Because it's only through this compression, this forced up level, right? I mean, I hate to say it's like squeezing a pimple, right? It's like, boom. If you gotta have this, I know it's disgusting, right? But it's the best way to describe it. That's what's happening. We're forcing out the toxicity. How many of you are having physical symptomology right now? You see this, what's happening right here? You see with me, like, and if you weren't seeing it, it's my husband using a Kleenex. It's my throat. It's been all week. And what really is happening and what we are at the moment of, and I feel with all my heart, we are 24 hours from the release of it, is bringing up all the toxicity and going, gone, 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 right? That's the moment you're at right now. And so everyone is being squeezed. And either you're saying, yes, 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 this is amazing, let's get it gone. Or your ego is going, are you kidding me? I'm going to give you every reason in the world, even the ones you can create yourself. So I want to give you guys a story about that. Can I share this story?
Absolutely. We
All right.
love stories.
All right. Can we share this story?
Team.
Because, yeah, really, wait a minute. I have mine too. Actually, I'm really addicted to this mud water. This is Amara's fault. Love it, love it. Okay, so here's the story. And seriously, if you have your tea, let's chat. About 3 months ago, I did something that very rarely happens and surprised my husband and a few people around me. And that was, I invited in fairly close to me a beautiful being. And this being is so awake and so master-filled. And I have had so many like this being around me over the past 20 years, as had Shri. And this being, you know, beautiful and doing all the things that we do when we meet people that we know we've known before, right? We remember each other, and what do? As the divine directors have always shared, we see the highest.
See them at
right?
their highest.
We always only see the highest of each being. And I will share with you that learning to navigate that while in density does take some time. And I will say it took us about a year to really adapt to that ensoulment, because you do learn a lot when you start holding everyone at their highest. And so holding this being in their highest, many beautiful miracles happened. And I'm watching this being blossom and flourish and ideas and be creative and inspired. And then what happens to all of us? Have you noticed that when things start going really well, like everything starts lining up, there will be the part, whatever the unhealed part is inside of you, will, not maybe, it will arise. And it will come forward because it's the universe's way of always saying, are you really ready? Mm-hmm. And this is such an important step, because our ego will tell us we're ready when it's the same ego that's trying to pull us back. So remember that as well. And so we can't fake our way there. And this is why so many people are like, I'm ready, I'm doing the work. It's because it's your ego telling you you are, because that is the same mind that will give you all the reasons why you should stop. And so when we release that mind piece of it is when we can really expand. And as a master and mentor in authenticity, as a mentor, and those of you that are mentors and master mentors, when you see that someone's ego is alive in them and that the ego has the grip and has made the decision, then there is nothing you can do for that being other than let them have their dance. Love them enough to let them go do what they need to do, knowing that you have embodied the mastery presence to do it. So I want you to really breathe that in, because that is who Shri and I are. We made that decision way back when, that moment in Boynton Canyon, when Zodkil came in the very first time and said, gave us the choice.
Yeah. And Zodkil said, you will have each other for the journey. And that was meant to offer two things. One is its reassurance, and the other is that we would grow together.
Right.
We would be able to help each other maintain the evolution of our consciousness and our mastery.
We came together in conscious expansion and have not ever compromised that, no matter what. And it's often misunderstood because it is of a level of consciousness that unless you are able to perceive, you limit yourself through the egoic presence. And so bringing this all to fruition, because it's such a beautiful gift. I love this sharing. It really is a highlight of a very crowded week last week. This led lots of little mentoring, offering my time. And I'm noticing that it's not that the work isn't being done, but that the ego believes the work is being done. And I don't ever challenge that, nor should it be challenged. You grow at the pace you're ready to grow. As a mentor master, it's my role to always look at your highest self and see how it's serving you. And if it's serving, it's serving. Well, this culminated with a very interesting energy. A phone call, a Zoom call, where I was asked if it was okay to record. And I did, and there was a part of me that thought, well, this is interesting because we've always recorded. We've always had Zoom calls, and I never thought anything of it, and noted that this time it was being officially and formally announced. And I'm sharing this with you because this is how this energy works. And I want you to see how this can move forward if you hold your lioness energy. And that's within the lion. This is the lioness, right? This is that unified field of awakened star presence mastery. The call opens, and the conversation that I was led to believe we were having was not happening at all. Instead, it was a ferocious, very self-righteous, egoic appeal that under all the energy said, I know better than you, and aha, I found out what's wrong with you. And I thought, okay, so we're here. And it didn't matter the content it took, because this happens, and it happens regularly, and it will always happen when you are at the greatest moment of breakthrough. Because you will break through. You will either massage your ego even more and expand that which you're dancing in ego with, and great, do it well. Or you will pop through that and expand consciousness even more and continue on a grander journey, if that is your choice. So after this whole experience happened, I literally had to stop what was an enraged, non-coherent inability to hear a word I said, and hung up. Said goodbye, I'm going to send you an email. So I sent a very loving email explaining the consciousness experience, what had happened, how it was happening, what an awesome gift it was for this person, etc. But here's where that went to, and here's what I love. Because of other experiences, last week, and I want to compliment Sue. This is part of why we're doing this publicly too, is because I want to compliment Sue. You guys know the beautiful Sue, if you've ever written support at selfascension.com. Sue needed to speak to this person about another experience. And in the call, she started making claims and accusations of things that I supposedly said that Sue who had no idea about this conversation but knew in her heart would absolutely not be true, and challenged her to go watch the conversation again. And here's the beauty of this. Because Sue stood in her mastery presence, because Sue knew the truth of the experience of the energy, this beautiful being made the choice, and it's so exciting, to go watch that conversation again and to allow her ego to relax enough to then realize, oh my God, everything I let myself believe never happened. Things that she was telling Sue that supposedly I had said literally were a fabrication of the egoic presence that was going to do anything possible to stop the expansion. And the blessing is that deep within the master that she is, she knew that wasn't true and gave herself the gift to keep moving. And that is really the essence of this energy right now. This is a sophisticated, very complex energy, and the ego is really weaving. And what I love, and the reason I'm sharing with you, is because we had the 3D evidence showing and revealing how deeply embedded this energy is.
Right. You know, a lot of people, when they have a position and they're feeling righteousness, don't confuse me with the facts. I don't want to,
alternative facts.
I don't want to see any objective truth because I'm in love with my position. And to the credit of this individual, she said, okay, I will look. And then acknowledged, oh my God.
Because a lot of people look and then they're too embarrassed, or they'll find another reason and stay in the victim cycle, even presenting facts.
Yeah.
That's the greater gift.
And so one of the reasons that this is before us is that every single one of us is being enticed to move into a stream of consciousness that is polarized or positionalized due to all of the frequencies that are being bombarded. For example, the pandemic and what it's done and interfered with the patterns of normality and created a sense of separation and isolation that is an opportunity to get clear on where your real connection is.
Yes.
You know, this is the thing. Nothing is all bad or good. There is a gift in every confrontive experience. Let's try that on again. Every time I am confronted, there is a gift.
Yes.
And for the most part, the gift is one of, it's calling on me to be clear.
Yeah.
Where are my boundaries? What is my truth? And what is really going on here?
Yes. And the truth is, you are a time traveler in every experience of that word. And in December, right now, all of this conversation that we're having with you, we are looking at the balanced creation. This is a month of balanced creation. Now, how did we get here? Why is this so important? Let me just show you a few little graphics. Shri, can you put up the 2020 energy flows? So once more, let us not forget that we are in December, the energy flow, the very first one. There it is. We are in the very last month of this year. If you look at the 2020 energy flows, you will see that December, this final month, is actually the balancing pillar of the profound shift that began in July and August. Now, here is what's so profound is that so many things, if you go back and you look at what happened in July and August, well, here in Ecuador in July was when we opened up to the world again. Things started opening up again, things started moving in. So, we look at that. And how was that in your life? Because this is the culminating month of this year of experience, of mastery experience, and the first year of the up level. And it was those three energies of profound shift, which you see here have the squares. So the first profound shift pillar anchored in September, and that was the anchorship of the January, February, September. And now this other energy of profound shift is anchoring for not only December, but for the year. This month is like a double hit of shift because it's more than just this one month. It's the entire year and it's the ignition of next year. And remember, what was the second energy and one of the most critical for this year? The central energy. See how that pyramid's going up and being pulled up by the dragonfly? Visionary transformation through timeline adaptation. Why was this so important? Well, we've already shared with you the first reason. It's about coming into this and being the still center in a year of perfect balance. 2020 was the 4 in Ascended numerology. However, it had a rare little moment with it. It was the 4 with the double infinite. And so, and because of the double infinite energy, everything has been exponential. Remember that this entire moment, anything that's going to be 2000 anything, until we get to 2100, we will this entire experience is going to have infinite energy. So it's a massive 100-year window that we're in right now. This is not a window that's short term. It is a 100-year window. And in this moment, we're looking at literally a 1,000-year window coming as well. And so I want to go to the Ascended numerology. Can we do that, Sri?
You bet.
All right. So let's go to the Ascended numerology. And I want to show you the one that had both November and December on it, because remember, we're in a mirror image. You're looking at this going, wait a minute, what is the difference, right?
Very similar.
Right? You look at this and go, what is the difference? Well, the way to see the difference and the way I want you to look at it right now is look at the body application. So remember, this is the ancient Essene system. This is the original system of the Magi. This is the true Ascended numerology. And if you look at it, because it's a sequence of consciousness, look at the body and then look to the December and you will notice the second chakra. And you notice that the high heart has moved. So if you go back to November, you notice that that number 9 high heart has a box around it. From November to December, that high heart moves to our second chakra and is all about the beingness and our creation and our vision of our creation and the balance. And this is why we've arrived at this moment of balanced creation, to bring balance to that which is out of balance. And so whenever there is a swing for balance, that which is out of balance is not going to be real happy about it.
You know, there's a lot of tidbits here that are so important for our understanding. Remember that time itself is understood at a couple different levels. And when we're talking about timeline adaptation, there's one conversation. Perhaps we'll have that in a minute. Yes. However, the subjective notion of time, when you are in that victim energy that Kira described earlier, where are you? Are you in present time, or are you in an emotionally colored time from a period before? Oftentimes when people are agitated or feeling hurt or righteous or angry, I ask them, take a breath, hand on heart, how old do you feel right now? And the answer is, well, I feel like I'm about 8. And I go, thank you for your honesty. Because all of the experience you're having overlaid against the events of adulthood are the energies of a child. So what time is it? Is it the current adult time, so to speak, or are you in the childhood time? And obviously the response is your now moment is completely overlaid by an energy from before, a hypnotic need to repeat a traumatic orientation or an unfinished business. And this is why we keep attracting unhappy relationships until we finally heal ourselves. And
so true. No, brilliantly said.
And so when we think about time, then we have a perfect everyday example that every one of us has experienced of how time can just bend. Because time itself, tick-tock, is just an arbitrary illusion. The felt sense of time is a subjective recreation. Let me give you one other example. How many of you have received meditation instruction? And perhaps it was suggested to you, observe your thoughts. Don't get lost in them. when we get lost in our thoughts, we have then given all of our energy to that reality. But the true reality is you're just sitting. You're just sitting. So when we when we are able to observe ourselves thinking, then the thought stream can have its life, but we haven't lost the present moment.
Yeah.
And we have cultivated the consciousness of the master.
You are the avatar.
The one who can observe, the one who is aware of and perhaps consumed by something. So these are fun little observations. I have one more. About 18 months ago, I was on a timeline that was leading to my death.
Right. Remember that?
And
there's a blast from the past.
And as I was in the Bardo, as I was out of body in the hospital, as the doctors were all saying to my beloved wife, get your affairs in order.
More than once.
Without belaboring the story, which is a wonderful story, but it's not for now, what happened was I felt a call forward and realized that a couple things. One is my work is not complete. Therefore, this timeline has no truth for me. My work is not complete. This timeline has no truth for me.
You can shift timelines.
And reanimating my body and lining up with another potential or another timeline, because we have parallel timelines.
And more infinite. Just let go of trying to even understand it.
You know, it's a fabulous universe, and to try to understand it all will blow your mind. So
yes.
how about just feeling the truth of your soul's guidance and the knowing that, hey, I'm not complete, so that can't be real. I'm lining up over here.
Right here.
And in this timeline, our bodies are different. The work is coming forward with a slightly different quality, and etc. So I've just given you some examples of how distorted our beliefs around time can be, and how interesting that subjective time. One of the things the archangels have offered to us is, okay, you might be in this sequential way of looking at things, you know, yesterday, today, tomorrow, last month, next month, etc. What happens if you look at that timeline and you wrap it around as a circle and stand in the center of the circle so that you are observing
I'm loving this.
Past, present, future, repetition, and spirals? I am the locus or the fulcrum point upon which this flow is being observed.
Yes, he is.
Where do you insert yourself?
Well, Sri, I'm loving that, because where you insert yourself is December 2020 in this timeline, because that is exactly, I mean, that, like, you couldn't have had a better cue for that is exactly the spiral time. We are, rather than, and really thank you for bringing that forward. You know, I'm reminded now that you share that. So many times Zadkiel talked about, you know, take the points of what you are looking at and bring them together as you stand in the middle. And that is exactly where we are right now. And to be in conscious animation at this moment is very exciting, isn't it? And that's the key. Are you consciously animating and being one with this body in the simple truth that you are the traveler, you are the time traveler? In this up-level moment, let me grab a graphic here.
Yep.
In this up-level moment, what is so valuable to remember is that let's talk about what happened last week. All right? So I want you to pay attention, because you see that big explosion of energy there? That is December. December is the explosion of the choices that were made in November. And so that bullseye energy this past week that just culminated yesterday, that has really called forward this toxic release. It really feels like a toxic release. Not only was it time that we were hitting the bullseye, there were a lot of other arrows being thrown. Do you see that? That's why I want you to gaze into this graphic again, because there was the one that was going to hit the mark, but it didn't mean there weren't others coming at you. What if you are the target? Then the only arrow that you could connect with would be the one that was also carrying the same frequency of fire that you are illuminating. It is about your clarity, it is about your passion, and it is about your purpose. And when that fire meets that fire, the explosion of consciousness begins, and no matter how many arrows are thrown at you, and some of them get really close, you see that? No matter how many come in, you will be still renewed. You know, years ago when I was a CEO, and I think all of you guys know that, right? I was a very, very very successful CEO, very young, first million before I was 30, the whole deal. But one of the things I remember was when I was handed this book about the battle secrets of Genghis Khan, and I was in an all-male company. I was literally the only woman, and then I became the CEO, and I was still the only woman of another organization. And what was so amazing was that what I did learn was this. In battle strategy, and if you're really strategizing for the long-term win, you learn when to let go of a battle. You learn when to let someone take a hill. Because at the end of the day, you will be standing at the top of the mountain. And at the end of the day, to use that phraseology, lose as many battles as you need to if you keep focused on winning the war, because that's where you will arrive. And so it taught me a lot. And what it taught me was that in the moments when we are faced with our greatest challenges, it is not whether or not we win or lose. That's polarity. Polarity is win or lose, period. What is it, right? What it's about is, can we receive the wisdom of the experience? Because in that moment, when you are receiving the wisdom of the experience, what you are doing is saying to the universe, we can check this one off the list. Got it, right? And you can receive that wisdom to add to the collective wisdom of the mastery experience you are having, to thereby continue reinforcing, supporting, and calling in greater and higher levels of consciousness. Our ego is our limit. And our ego can come with us into the early stages of the fifth dimension. So in order to even comprehend, and I'm using density experience, but to even comprehend losing the battle to win the war, is that not really the needs of the few, or the needs of the one outweigh the needs of the many? I mean, it really is a profound way of saying, okay, I get it. The greatest gift that I can offer anyone is my clarity, my passion around that clarity, and my purpose. Back to number one, clarity. And that the only way you can hold that to be truly nakedly authentic is to release the ego enough to continue expanding your consciousness. So I want you to breathe that in, because spiral time is making that very available. And because of that, there's a lot of fear and there's a lot of polarization. So it's an important moment to pay attention.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because fear and polarization are magnetic influences, meaning they are a current that you can align with. And oftentimes we're pulled into our alignments quite unconsciously because of unfinished business that we're carrying. And so, if we have, if Rodney Dangerfield, I get no respect, if you have this unfinished thing of nobody respects me, I'm just
right. I don't deserve. Whiny, victim.
Well, what's going to happen is you're going to keep attracting to you circumstances and people who will push that button and push
partners in pain.
Push that button, and those antagonistic energies are lined up with the Velcro of the wound, and guess what? It'll keep happening until you finally go, "Oh, I see what's going on here."
There it is.
And you bring some love to yourself.
Yes.
And let that imprint dissolve so it's less magnetic, and pop, our consciousness goes up, our field of comfort expands, and onward we go. And this is the journey. We've all got this journey in one version or another, meaning there's many stories, but the theme is pretty universal. And this is the same with all of your spiritual practices.
Yeah.
There are many practices. However, if the practice is helping you dissolve the ego's grip on your reality, then that's probably a good practice for you. And so the thing to remember is that we get to choose.
Right?
When we think we have no choice, I had to do it, I had no choice.
But you don't get, there's...
Oh, the pressure I was under.
No, that's the victim. That's
That
all.
is
Do you hear that? It's so sophisticated. It's so subtle. And that's why we're kind of really popping it out there for you to look at.
You know, and when you have bought into that, sometimes you don't recognize that you are working on a very limited software script, so to speak.
Often, actually.
And so I invite you, whenever you find yourself passionate, to pause and say, okay, where am I experiencing this in my body? Is it down here somewhere? Is it my throat? Is my heart expanding, or am I becoming more rigid? By simply asking, how am I? What am I experiencing? You can help wake up or bring more awareness to your consciousness.
Wow.
Bring awareness to your consciousness. And then the wisdom will come in, and new choices, better informed choices, are there. When we think we have no choice, it's because our field of vision is so truncated that we have eliminated possibilities that could be more wholesome.
Well, you know, this is where, Sri, it really is the moment at hand, which is that it's all coming down to safety, and it's all coming down to fear. Fear is at the essence of the density experience. Why is fear at the essence of the density experience? For so many amazing quote unquote reasons. But it begins with what's known as me consciousness. I am afraid. You are born into an experience where, how do I get food? How do I get my diaper changed? How do I stay warm? How do I do this? How do I do that? There is a sense of fear, and such a strong fear of loss, and that is all tied to safety, and it is all the first chakra. And when energy collapses into the first chakra and the me rises, then there is no space to see beyond that which surfaces for the me. If it serves the me, that is all I care about. I don't care about anything else. It shuts. It's an implosion energy. And what's happening right now is that the planetary thought body is feeding off of me energy. And the me energy has mutated into this us, I'm calling it us me energy, meaning it is this narcissistic culture of an us saying, okay, if you want to be one of us, if you want to feel better, then you need to do this, 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 and this. Or there is a sense of isolation and a sense of loss, which also further reinforces the safety fear loop. So it really doesn't matter which way you fall out. But when you move into this us consciousness, immediately polarization begins, even though the us consciousness may feel better. And this is such an important, powerful conversation for this now moment. It is all about our personal response ability and our consciousness that Sri and I did an entire hour of teaching and explaining, because this is more than this one show. So watch that show tonight. Explore the mysteries. It is on this evening at 5 p.m. Pacific time, Oneness Talk Radio. It is also on AMFM247.com and, of course, 13 terrestrial stations, iHeartRadio. You want to pay attention to the show tonight. It will also be at onenesstalkradio.com and the YouTube, I believe, for official Sri and Kara as well, YouTube. So come back tonight and really, if you really want to go deeper with this energy and this aspect of what's happening right now, we did a whole show on it tonight because it's that important.
It is important. And there's also other perspectives that can help enrich your willingness to let go of the position you had before.
Yes.
Now let's just explore that for a moment. We all, meaning all egos, like to say, I got it. I got it. This is what's going on.
Right.
Them bad, me good.
Right.
Whatever level it is.
That's it. Really.
And even at the higher levels of sophistication, the egoic positionality is far more subtle and weaving in the arguments and the proof and the rest of it. But the bottom line is, I'm right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That really is. Well, but that really is. And it brings us to the law. I want to talk about the law of instantaneous manifestation.
All right.
Can we go there?
Yeah.
All right, let's go there. So here's why I want to go there, guys, because how was your last week, really? The concentric energy, the compression, everything that's happening. And remember that we have entered into this beautiful, and I just want to show you the incredible energy. This is where we are right now. We have entered into balanced creation energy that has called forward spiral time. And so if you're gazing at this graphic, I want you to just feel the way this spiral time is igniting, the way that everything is coming together. This is why everything that we have been sharing on the show today, I mean, everything is having this experience of the way it's feeling. This is why things are coming around in a circle, and it's happening in that explosion bullseye energy that came in last week, calling us into our still center, our star consciousness. So I want to really dive into this energy from the expansive experience. And as we do that, bring a hand to your heart and just notice that when you relax into you, that when you go up into your star consciousness, it's easier to start releasing the energy trap of the paradigms that are seeking to keep you stuck. The law of instantaneous manifestation is real. It is yours to harvest. It is part of what has really ignited during this up-level moment. The archangelic realm has been talking about it for years. They've always shared it. If you've been with us on Monday Magic, you know that. However, the moment for as many beings as possible to claim it is now. What's the catch? You've got to make the conscious choice to disconnect from the distraction. Because within the distraction, the law of instantaneous manifestation will be there as its little baby cousin, which is the law of attraction. The law of attraction is based around your ego, whether you know it or not. It cannot go beyond that. And so utilizing the law of attraction is like working out, and now you're ready for the bigger gym. You're ready to come up to the big girl table, I mean, that's really what it's about.
One of the things you started with sharing that I want to come back to emphasize. When we bring a hand to our heart and we breathe into our heart, we start foundationalizing the ascended state of being. The heart is the root chakra of your ascended being. This other chakra down here in the pelvis is the first chakra of the physical form, and it's tied to the emotional body and the physical body. When we bring spirit, meaning the love energy, and we bring that energy down into the first chakra, it will relax. Because now our nourishment is coming from the divine, and it is not dependent upon the tribe, the external. But back to this piece. When we stabilize the ascended heart, and we will know we're there when we start to feel a sense of peace, breathing in and out of our heart, and then bring our energy up to star consciousness, just above the third eye point. We've discussed this on other shows, and there is a video at Official Sri and Kira. So we'll just say, once you're here breathing, you have moved into a higher frequency, a more accelerated vibrational state that is connected to your authentic energy, your soul. From this place, then review whatever trigger was going on, whatever BS was calling you away from your presence, and forgive it.
Yes.
From this place, you can heal anything because you have lifted out of the vibrational level that caused the problem. And what people have not recognized, they keep trying to say, I've done my healing work, I've done my healing work. Well, you've done it from the level of the problem, from the level of, I was hurt, I was victimized, I'm trying to get better.
And it's your fault.
You know, it's this, I am flawed and I'm trying to get better. Forget that.
Victim, victim, victim.
Come to the table of mastery and go, I am. And I am here. Oh, I see that aspect of myself that believed in victim energy. I forgive and I release because it couldn't have been different at that level of consciousness. Once we transcend the level of consciousness, you can heal what's gone before. And this is where the law of instantaneous manifestation is fully activated. When we're living as the divine soul, the world is your inheritance. Right. You don't have to effort like the egoic law of attraction is, I got to think about it, I got to juice it up, I got to juice it up, I got to get it, I got to put up the picture, I got to get it, I'm going to get it, got to get it, got to get it. Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to exaggerate.
But you get it, right?
That energy is coming from a level of, I don't have it yet.
And I need it to
and
be.
I need it to be better versus come up to who you really are and all is available to you and you start holding that peaceful clarity and the world will line up and next thing you know, what you need is there.
And you know what's so beautiful is when the consciousness expands and when we lift above, it's so far beyond what you can imagine anyway. You know, one of the gifts of living here at TOSA Blue Mountain is that, number one, TOSA Blue Mountain is a miracle in motion. How we got here, all of that. But to wake up every morning and see the Compadres Mountains, to see them right outside our studio window here, to live in this beautiful energy and to be the custodians of what we really feel is ground zero for crystalline energy on the planet, one of definitely a grid connection, is that when we can see the love that every single experience, every single thing, no matter what it looked like, no matter how it came into your life, no matter how horrific or wonderful, that all of it in equal time brought you to where you are now. And then to live your life in the full consciousness of that, with the gratitude of that as your embodiment, creates what we have here at TOSA Blue Mountain. And I really want to share it for a moment. And because we have been having, in the mix of what was one of the most intense weeks ever last week, and we all, the world, we've all been going through it, so many clear miracles happened, and so many clear miracles were intentionally messed with. And so the first thing was last week we talked about the violet ray dome. So that is not being shown to you this week.
There was a little hiccup in the get along.
Okay. Who's this guy?
Anyway, it took a little more focused energy and steadfast commitment to move past some people, some providers who were contributing to the final construction who needed to be coaxed a little bit. And they came into alignment. The dome is on its way tomorrow. And
what's so interesting is that we all know that putting that dome up is a final piece of, we're going to use the word protection, crystalline ignition. And that the healing light, for those of you that are part of our Mastery Mentorship team and Saturday's extraordinary, exquisite experience together, well, then you know about the healing light. And I hope you all know about the healing light. The healing light is a service that Sri and I have had continuously out there for 19 years. It's a prayer service. It is a miracle request. It is a place to just share, knowing that it is private and confidential. And if you have a prayer or a miracle you'd like to see manifested, just send it to thehealinglight@selfascension.com. And all of those requests that come in all month long are brought before the healing light and the entire power and presence of the Mastery Mentorship team the first Saturday of every month when we illuminate all of these miracles like we did yesterday. And over the years, we have been blessed and honored, and there are many, many people that have been part of this team the whole time. Thousands of miracles manifested. I mean, incredible out of this world, like crazy miracles. And they're always outside of our level of limitation. So as we move forward right now into spiral time, the miracles that we saw was that while the dome did not get delivered, the platform is built.
Yeah.
It's 100%.
It's anchored, that energy.
Exactly. And the minute that platform got built, some of what was happening last week started balancing. And then what day did we go? When did we go? Tuesday. And then I believe it was last Tuesday, when we were having lots of interesting energies, when there had been the massive attacks. If you were with us yesterday on the Mastery Mentorship team, I talked a lot about that and how we survived that and got through all that. We had the blessing of, we needed to go look for some things that we needed for the property here, because we have all of you coming for the end of the year. And because a lot of things didn't work out, we wound up back in our little town of Huachapala.
Just by way of preface, we were looking for some things, and one of the things that we were looking for was a new altar table.
For our Violet Ray Shiva altar.
And the initial image that we had is, wouldn't it be wonderful if it was like marble or granite?
Like a big pedestal type thing made out of marble, like in India, very similar to that.
And
experience.
so that was the first blush of it. And so we went looking at the stone quarries and the places where they make these things. And the energy there was not conducive.
It was greed. All we saw was greed. I mean, the first place we got in the van, and I was like, we need to go. And we just left. And then the second place was worse, and that was kind of fascinating, because we were going by energy.
Yeah. And so due to the blessing of our driver, Edwin, he said, well, I know an artist who works with wood.
Don't we just love those words, right?
And so here's where instantaneous manifestation comes in.
And it is the law of instantaneous manifestation.
Our mind may have painted a picture of, classic altar with the carved,
and the marble,
all that. And yet there was this sincerity and lightness. I know an artist who works with wood, and he's very special.
And he kept saying he's really good, and he's in my village, Huachapala, which for those of you that have been here to TOSA Blue Mountain, that's our Hollywood. That's that village,
So we went to this man's workshop. And OMG, the love that was radiating from his creations was so tangible. The vibration was so much higher than these granite quarries that had some visual niceties, but energetically, not so good. And so as we began to converse with him and we told him what we were seeking, he says, let me show you my inventory of the wood that hasn't been finished.
But wait, I got to go to the part that I think was even more amazing than that. When we stepped out of the van, he was on the sidewalk making table legs.
Oh, well, that's true.
Not because he had an order, but because earlier that day, he got the inspiration that he should be making a table. And that to me was because, and then the inventory came in, right?
Right. So he was making legs for a table. We went upstairs where he had these beautiful
cypress
wood, all the grain, and they're 10, 15 feet long and beautiful slabs.
I mean, like you're just in there going, oh my God, Mother Gaia.
Anyway, we selected the piece of wood that called to us, and he said, wonderful, I will make you your table in just a couple of days.
It was delivered yesterday, right in the afternoon, after we had that incredible master miracle gathering and ensoulment. And so not only did this man wind up making the sacred altar, which is just pure love, when we were in, now remember, these are local Canyaris, and so his ceiling is kind of low. So when we were in his little workshop there, and it was so dark, what was radiating, this man is such an artist. And so so all I can share with you is that it was magical. It was like being in a magical shop where the elves found the naguales in the trees, and this man literally hugs the trees and calls them forward.
Yeah.
So, and you've got to love that his last name is Tigre, the tiger. Mr. Tiger. So we wound up getting more than a few things from him, and because it was just so incredible and so love-filled, and The other miracle, and see, this is the law of instantaneous manifestation. We were carrying the vision, but we were just letting it flow, and more than even what we had thought. 3 years ago, talk about spiral time. 3 years ago when Sri and I moved here, we have a tree down in our area where we're going to be putting in some other homes, and we now know it's an acacia.
Yeah, and this was a standing deadwood,
But burned, black.
It had been burned
years ago.
Its life had been cut short, and yet it was quite substantial.
Stunning.
With the trunks. And it's standing there in a mini meadow with all the grass around, kind of like, I'm here. But we weren't sure what exactly, it hadn't been fully liberated, the energy.
But we just knew. I remember the first time we ever saw it, I looked at Sri and went, one day an artist will come and we will know more because the energy is so powerful. Well, yesterday, Mr. Tiger
Senor Tigre
went and connected with the tree, and the Nagwali did reveal itself to him, and we will be keeping you informed as that Nagwali. It will be done before New Year's for those of you that are coming. So we will keep you in that loop. So keeping you in the full loop in this amazing moment. We have so much to share, and we have so many of you holding. We want to get to all of your lines. And before we do that, we want you to actually be able to enjoy and embrace what has been happening here and the miracle of the violet ray Shiva altar as it is now today, with the help of our incredible on-site community here at TOSA Blue Mountain. And so we're going to give you a moment to meet everybody and to be here in real time and see what happened yesterday and feel the energy shift, because we want you to join us in that level of consciousness when we continue this conversation.
So it's our delight and privilege to share with you a little movie put together by our beloved Bria
Rose,
and you're going to get a glimpse behind the scenes, so to speak. So,
breathe in, receive.
Here we go.
Namaste. My name is Masha Sigurdsson, and here in TOSA Blue Mountain I go by Kala Ra Na. I'm here because I love. I come here to be with people who I truly love, adore, and deeply respect. And of course they are my beloved teachers, Sri Ramka and Kira Ra. When I met them, I feel like I find my soul family, and I've been following them ever since 2007. And I've been doing healing work for a very long time, since I was in my 20s, which is over 50 years. And now I feel we've all been called to expand our healing work to the planetary level. Our beloved planet, Lady Gaia, needs us. And I feel this is my final destination, and this is my highest expression and my flow of service to the planet and to the humanity. And I'm so happy to be here. Namaste.
So what brought me to TOSA Blue Mountain? A deep knowingness within my heart and soul that I needed to connect on a deeper level to self-ascension. It's been a long journey, and one that culminated in answering an advertisement that I never ever expected to be invited to come and live here. And that in itself was a massive journey. And now that I'm here, I'm grasping the opportunity with both hands, and I'm really empowering myself and stepping into my mastery, because it's so easy to go back to the way I was. And yet this calling to move forwards for me now is stronger than ever. And I've seen who I am, and I want to be that. And we can all be that if you commit yourself. It's not easy. it's really difficult because you do have to really look at yourself on an incredibly deep level. But it's worth it. The joy, the peace, the love, and miracles. Miracles happen. Miracles truly happen. They really do. And that's one of the benefits about stepping into your mastery. Those miracles, wow, they just blow your mind. And what a way to live, having your mind blown every day. And we can all do this.
I first heard about Sri and Kira sometime in 2015, after my divorce, after I quit my job and left San Francisco and moved up north to Point Reyes area, the Bolinas Bay. And I really liked their message. At the time I wasn't ready for it. And then I met my current girlfriend, moved in with her, and just kind of followed Sri and Kira for a little bit, on and off, but nothing too intense. And when COVID came around in March, then I started listening to them again, as I really liked their show. I liked their message. It was very positive. And it did. It provided some hope. And then there was an opportunity to come to TOSA Blue Mountain and work here. And the universe seemed to make that happen. Got me a new laptop, a flight, and just facilitated the ease with which I arrived here. And so I'm working here now as kind of the operations guy, and so far really liking it. Just treating it as more or less as a internship of sorts, but hopefully leading to bigger and better. And just doing what I can to help people help themselves. I know there's a lot of pain and suffering out there, so maybe what I'm doing here can help people figure themselves out a little bit more. So that's kind of the gist of it, but we'll see where the adventure leads.
Hi everyone, I am Bria Rose, and I've been here for over a year now. What originally brought me to TOSA Blue Mountain was my deep, deep love and respect for Sri and Kira and this community. And also, right before I came here, I was in Guatemala at Lake Atitlan for a little while. And while I was there, so much happened. But I had this very strong moment of clarity and inner knowing that I wanted to devote this very short human experience, this human life, to every moment, if I could, every day, to what I truly believed in, and to be as much as I could a part of what is happening on the planet right now. And I just want to say what a miracle it is, each and every one of us. Every time that we choose to heal or look deeper or expand, rather than blaming or falling into the victim triangle, we shift, and not just for ourselves. And it is making a difference, and it is important, and it does matter. And I just feel so blessed to be here, and so blessed to meet each and every one of you when you come, and to be a part of this community now in all the ways that we are able to connect and be together. So, I love you.
Right up here. So let me show you guys. Look. So he is our protection, right? Gran protección. So he's, wow. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
And did you see the eyes? They're glass. Did you see the glass green eyes?
Wow.
Right?
Oh,
look.
Beautiful.
I know. Isn't it beautiful? It's just like, it has a heart. So he said, the artist said it wasn't done. But it is done because it's showing oneness. It's showing the union. It's showing that dragon energy moving up through form, having one foot in the ground while not ever stopping to ascend, with the eyes of true healing. Healing eyes, emerald eyes.
It's okay.
Do you feel what just happened in here?
It's good having him lifted.
I'm really ready.
Yeah.
Right?
This guy's great, yeah.
Wow.
This guy is the best.
Oh, it's a root?
Yeah, that's a tree root.
Oh, that's amazing.
This outside of...
And yes, we do love you.
I'm still like kind of holding my breath. Bria, honey, she has gotten, I mean, is Bria amazing at making these videos or what? You know, is it just me? I mean, wow. Thank you, Bria. Those of you in Facebook, show her some love. And those of you over at any of the YouTubes, please show her some love because, wow, I'm still like kind of taken aback. And really, I'm so bowing before all of the beautiful community here at TOSA Blue Mountain, all of those that you just got to meet on camera, all of you that are here with us today, whether you're watching us live or joining us at any moment. Thank you for the embrace of this divine group of masters. Wow, what a buffet. I'm certainly loving it, aren't you?
Absolutely. And I'm very much loving this new altar table that is
the Violet
cut from
Shiva
a single
temple.
piece of living wood that's carrying such a pure frequency, and a way to honor the life of that tree by bringing it into a very sacred space.
And you know what was so interesting was we were so grateful that it just happened to be that everything could be delivered on Saturday because I'd shared with Shri earlier, we need to redo the Violet Ray Shiva temple. That which was the altar, the prior altar, is now the table in our new living room area because all of the Shiva Hom items are going into the Violet Ray crystal dome to hold the frequency of the healing light, which is going to be a true illuminated flame permanent altar. Yeah. And so very exciting moment.
Absolutely. And it's also important to just acknowledge your life is your spiritual path.
Yes.
And the attitude and the energy you bring to things is your spiritual practice. Mm-hmm. And when we honor the sacred, however we choose to do it, in whatever form is in front of us in our life, we are then calling forward that which is the wholesome love of the eternal nature of our being.
You gotta love that.
The wholesome love.
Yes.
This isn't the love that's conditional or reactive.
Yes.
Pardon me. And so regardless of whether your orientation would cause you to recognize the divine light within Shiva, or to recognize the divine light within a tree or nature or another pathway, remembering that what is pure and good takes us to the center of the direct experience of what the mystics refer to as union.
Wow.
And there are many opportunities to experience that and inform your consciousness of the greater context, which then brings a great peace to your life. You know, I remember years ago, one of the Japanese, I believe it was, the traditions had the phrase, you know, before Satori, I chopped wood and I carried water.
Yeah.
After Satori, I chopped wood and I carried water.
I love that. We live that. We literally live that.
Because you still have this worldly life.
Right?
However, the context, the universal,
There it
the oneness
is. There
has
it
shifted.
is. Yeah. I love it.
And so we're delighted to be able to continue to share the glimpses of TOSA Blue Mountain and the people that are contributing here. And speaking of contributing, we're going to be moving to the phone lines.
Well, I wanted to give those numbers out
yes,
one more time,
let's
Sri.
do
So
that.
let's do that.
Ring-a-ding. Come
All right,
on
hey,
in.
BBS 888-627-6008. And, of course, over at Oneness Talk Radio, 517-208-1500. And, Sri, as we get ready to go to the phone lines, I want to remind you, ask us your questions or share what you're feeling. And, of course, your requests for Sri or myself are always welcomed. As we are in this moment, though, with the way that the timelines are opening, I do want to go back and show another graphic because there's a lot that's happening right now. And I haven't shown this graphic in a while. This is the graphic where we first opened the fear dimension. Now, if you're not familiar with this is partly why I have the graphic up. And if you're listening to us in audio, so imagine the spiral, this gorgeous, beautiful spiral of consciousness. Remember, it's eternal. You can never be without it. It's just this eternal spiral energy. And so as you gaze at this, you notice that coming through the fourth dimension is what looks almost like a cardiac experience, right? You have like what looks like this heartbeat in this ocean of consciousness, and the fourth dimension has collapsed and come into this planetary thought body in a way that the two have become like a dimension in themselves, and this is what's known as the fear dimension, and that is the pulse. And if you follow that pulse, you see the line that looks like a heartbeat. What you notice is that pulse goes between the dimensions. And that pulse has its own way of expanding. And that the way to the fifth dimension right now is going to be through the resolution of your own fear.
Yeah.
Through the resolution of your own fear. And that starts with acknowledging the fear that is before you. Because it's all coming into that root chakra right now. We started talking about this before in the first half of the show, and I really wanted to come here again, is that right now it's about safety and fear, safety and fear, safety and fear. And the two are tied together so tightly that in the willingness to have the perception of safety and the relief from the fear, not the release, relief, meaning it's not real. It's just saying, let me give you an illusion of an illusion. You will give away anything and everything. It goes back to, I don't think we have the graphic anymore, but, I believe it was the quote from the divine directors that, when you are afraid, you will give away your power. But when you are in terror, you will give away your soul. Yeah. And so to terrorize, traumatize, shock, and constantly assault your nervous system is to get you to give away your soul. Your nervous system is the gateway to your consciousness. And if the nervous system is out of balance, the consciousness will just wait. And so this is a moment where the battlefield is your consciousness.
That's right. One of the things that I wish to share is that your seventh chakra, which is top of the head in the traditional system, is the gateway to spiritual wisdom. And it governs your nervous system. So consider for a moment if modern society has conspired to agitate your nervous system. You will, as a protective mechanism, start to close that chakra so that you have less energy entering.
Yeah.
Because you can't feel like you can modulate it. And so there's a paradox at work here that the bombardment of stimulation, the subtle messages that say what you thought isn't true and doubt, the 5G and other electromagnetic frequencies that are in the more subtle range and vibrating at the millihertz that is closer. All of these things serve to make the ascension process a bit more challenging because it's like a headwind. It's like you're trying to go against the current, and it's an amazing time because in the years that have led up to this moment, there has been an opening, a broadening, an upliftment, and that the opportunity, meaning the alignment of the cosmos, has supported the awakening of human beings. And remember, in the world of polarity, the energy of availability, the energy of upliftment, can also uplift the interference.
All ALL capitals.
And so the cosmos, the divine, says, here you go.
Wow, look at you guys.
Here you go.
Right?
Now, do you use this wave of energy to lift, or are you using this energy to create more boundaries and constrictions?
Well, and this is where remembering that you are the traveler and relaxing outside of linear time becomes the key. Because you're being invited to a level of conscious awareness that will absolutely challenge the boundary of the strength of your own ego, of that which is trying to hold on to that which is trying to hold on to that which is trying to hold on.
Yeah.
And being aware of that. That is the moment at hand. And to also fully release your expectation of how many you think should be doing the same thing, or how it should happen, or why it should happen. There is that last kind of bolt, and it's expectation.
Yeah.
And it's the ability to say, you know what, I can let go of that because I trust this flow. It's letting go of the me, right? And the greatest freedom we can ever offer ourselves is to fully break free of me consciousness. Because me consciousness is the anchor. It's the doubt. Everything you were just talking about, right? You can't have any of that enter you unless you have a lot of doubt. And doubt comes from our fear.
Yeah. And fear, I want you to take a breath and just bring in the attitude of have a little mercy on yourself.
Yes.
You were born with it. The fear didn't happen because you're flawed.
No.
The fear didn't happen because, you didn't do it right, and now it's like you were born with it. And the soul's journey is to heal this because fear is grounded in a disconnect from your divinity.
Breathe that in. And that leads to distrust.
And yes, so fear is a separation energy.
The ultimate.
And so it's grounded in this, and part of it you can't help because you individuated to come into this body.
Right.
You had to split off from the ocean of oneness to have your individual experience, which is a wonderful opportunity to cultivate consciousness and wisdom.
Yes.
So to heal the fear does not require that you do battle with your pain memories or trauma imprints. It only requires that you align your consciousness with a deeper order of truth. When we align with our true essence, our divine nature, we are connected to the infinite source of love and light. We are connected to the stream of enlightenment. The journey of self-ascension is to begin to notice, feel, and trust that stream that is your ascended being and continue to walk that path as the worldly misidentifications start to lighten, dissolve, and fall away.
I love it.
And so, fear is the ultimate cultivation of your true being. Not something to be pushed away from, but rather to be used to help you discern the difference between the infinite, glorious essence of I am and the BS distortions and multiple timelines of I ain't.
Well, this is, and as we were talking about in the first part of the show, this is the resolution. It's when we come to the resolution of our fear, we embrace the truth of who we are.
Yeah.
And it all makes sense. And it ignites the next beautiful, glorious, wondrous moment of awareness. And we are at, right now, in December 2020, in this moment, this reflective moment of November, this illuminated energy of balanced creation, we have this incredible mirror energy that is saying, are you ready to really flourish? And if the balanced creation is imbalanced by deep, deep fear, then the answer will be, yes, I'm ready to feel safe. And the ego will follow suit, taking lead, bringing you back down into first chakra. So this is a moment to pay attention. Pay attention to what you're saying yes to. Oftentimes, in November, the energy was choice, right? What is the ascended presence? What is our cycle of ascended presence? Awareness, experience, choice. November was a choice month. What is December? Big time awareness, okay? So in this awareness month, this mirror of the awareness of the choice that was made in November, that choice was either made through your conscious awareness. Were you, during the month of November, carrying conscious awareness that you were choosing? Were you aware of what was going on around you? Were you able to really be paying attention to that? Or did this very past week illuminate some of the subconscious choices that you may have made and or were actually carrying, not realizing how potentially powerful your creation energy is?
Choice is a reflection. Oftentimes we're not aware of choices we made until we look at the results.
That's the awareness.
And then the awareness is,
because starts the cycle again.
It's not, damn them for making
me
it's
awareness. It's true
just
awareness.
A neutral,
It's like, got here.
How did I participate in manifesting this?
Exactly.
And the expansion grows of your consciousness.
Yeah.
We make choices before we enter our lifetime. Mm-hmm. And sometimes as we find ourselves, look at my siblings, look at my parents, look at this condition in which I find myself, that I was born, good, bad, ugly, whatever you want to throw about it. It's when we begin to smile and get, I chose these parents. I chose this life. And maybe I didn't fully understand the details of my choice. However, I got the energy I was choosing.
Yeah.
I received that which I wanted to receive. It's an energy that we receive. And the particular content can vary.
Yeah.
Because there's other influences for if you want to open your heart and learn compassion, there's a lot of ways you can learn compassion, and some of them don't feel very good at first blush.
But you're going to learn it.
But you'll learn the lesson, you'll get the spiritual gift.
And you eventually, this is that moment, right? And you eventually really love it. It's more than just getting it. Getting it is the massive step that has to happen. But it's about transcending even the fact that you got it and then loving it for what it really gave you and really knowing that you're loving it, not pretending it. I mean, really getting at a level of, oh my God, thank you so much. How beautiful of you to have offered me that.
Yeah.
That level.
Yeah, life is a glorious journey. And
it is.
And you have the opportunity to delight in the journey or become polarized with your very existence.
Well, that's very true. And so, speaking of very existence, we have all these people that have been waiting so long. Oh, my goodness gracious. And Shri, it looks like we have, I just want to check right up here. We had, I thought we had a hand up. Nope, I guess the hand went down. All right. Well, then where are we going, my love? Okay. There we are.
All right. Well, we're going to just begin here
in
Kansas City.
All right, we're going to Kansas City.
Here we go.
Hi, Kansas City.
Hello.
Hi, welcome. Namaste.
Namaste, Serene Sarah. Oh, it's kind of echoing, but is that okay?
We're okay. Right? We're okay.
We're fine. You could turn down your volume, maybe.
I have a question. I'm actually seeing what looks like an And when I open my eyes, close my eyes in the dark, I'm actually seeing like lighted, cartoon-looking eyes. I wanted to know what that is.
I want to make sure I heard correctly. You said lighted, and then what was the word after that?
It's like I'm seeing an eye.
Right.
When I open my eyes in the dark, it's like an electric blue light.
Okay.
And then it looks like an oval shape.
Got it.
Almost looks like a cartoon eyes.
Got it. Okay. So first and foremost, I want you to just relax. There is my heart is so big around you, my angel. Even as you're sharing with me, I feel my third chakra shaking, like almost with an anxiety energy. And I'm wanting to reassure you that the reason you got through today and the reason that you were able to bring this up is because you're not the only one that is having this type of connection opening coming. And so first and foremost, they're all right here. It's Blue Starborn. I mean, they're all over you. And they're saying, relax, that you have called for many things. You have asked for many things. And you have now been thinking many things. When you are ready to stop thinking, and you are ready to trust the breath that animates the form you are in now, we are ready with a greater moment. And they're saying that the moment before you was not meant to cause you fear or anxiety, and that a new moment has just begun. And to breathe in, and on the exhale, relax your arms. I was on my third chakra. I'm relaxing my third chakra, and I'm feeling that my third chakra is very tight. I'm like, whoo, I'm letting my third chakra like get, little Buddha belly, filly with the air. And they're saying, let your heart ignite once more with the greater staff of the divine sword you carry. And so it is. Thank you for calling in, my love. Many blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste. And I need to take in a deep breath. Did you feel that?
There's a pulse here. And
that's very much this moment. Well, and this is very much, and every week it's always such an honor because the callers are always perfect, and this is really that moment that's before everyone right now, Shri. It really is, and it feels very symbolic to me.
Well, yeah, and if you'd like to share your experiences or evolve a greater context around them, we have some space at the 800 number. You can give us a ring at 888-627-6008.
Yeah, that means it's your week to get on the air, so call in.
888-627-6008. I'll tell you what, let's say hello.
We'll go back over here. So let's go to Iowa. It looks like we're going to the Oneness Talk Radio, and we're saying hi to Iowa. Hey, Iowa.
Hello, Shri and Kira. I am so happy to be talking to the two of you today.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi. This is Sarah from Iowa, and first I have to tell you, I was on yesterday's call, and I was so moved by your sharing, Kira. And I want to just give a big hug to Bria Rose. I think that between Sue and Bria, it really pulls our community together.
Yes.
And I have so much love for all of you.
Thank you.
I felt compelled to call today. I do have a question for Shri. And Kira, I feel that there's something that my soul and probably others' soul is ready to hear today.
Okay.
So that's why I'm calling.
Okay.
And,
please continue.
Yeah, let's hear the question.
First, Shri, my question for you is this week has been very intense with a lot of different things, but I'm finding so many blessings in it. One of them, though, is symptoms that I've been having. I'm actually tested positive for COVID, and the symptoms that I've had, they've all been primarily on my right side, which I know that there can be a difference to the left and the right. And I didn't know if you could give me some insight onto the difference when we experience things on the left versus the right.
Mm-hmm.
If you could give me some clarity on that.
Happy to do that. May I look a little deeper?
You may.
Okay, let's just take a peek at your field here, because I never intruded another being without their permission. Okay, so a couple of things that I think you might find useful. One of them is that you are being called out. And to be called out meaning, hey, it's your time. It's not like you're being called out to be punished. You're being called out to be celebrated. It's your time. And when we're being called out, what we're really saying is that which you've invested in before is not as important as that which is about to come. And what you've invested in before is represented by the right side of the body. And as I look at your energy field a little more deeply, what I'm seeing is that there are some issues, meaning unresolved energies, that are present around the second and third chakra. And the second and third chakra second chakra has to do with the inhibition to fully energize your dreams. What inhibits a person from energizing their dreams? It's old hurts and old, I bought into some belief in limitation. And so there's some energy there that can be resolved by going back and really doing some forgiveness work from the ascended perspective. Ascended heart, and moving up. Remember we talked earlier about how to be in that place of instantaneous manifestation? That is the place to do whatever remaining forgiveness work needs to be done. It'll be done calmly, cleanly, and thoroughly from that energy. The other energy that I want to bring forward for your consideration is in your sixth chakra, which is more about the recognition of where you're going. So remember we talked about this kind of tension between that which was my pattern of the past is not going to fully carry me to where I'm going. Wow. So where am I going? This is for you to get clear on. This is your moment of I'm being called out. The next chapter of my life is here. And part of that is sixth chakra. It's about releasing the old paradigms of spiritual understanding and moving into true spiritual family. And part of that is the lower chakras, meaning I give myself permission to let go of the past. And that is what I can offer you on air at this time. And I send my thanks and blessing to you.
Wow. Yeah. And yeah. So, sweetheart, I'm asking you to put your hands, if they're not on your heart, mine have been on my heart the entire time. So you invited in, with such sincerity, love, and presence, the energy of a sharing on behalf of yourself and all those who you were already sensing or aware. And I will share with you that what happened was the entire time Shri was sharing, I was on this journey with you, and this energy came in right here on the inner side of the heart, like the center of the chest, this side of the heart, came in, and I felt it go right into the spine. And I kept asking, well, why is, who are you? What is this energy? And it was this energy, like a comet-like presence of, it felt like an IV of crystalline light. It's the only way I can describe it, like a direct infusion of crystalline light, but it came in on this side of your heart, went right into your spine, and as Shri was sharing, I just kept hearing, move your spine more and dance more. Let the balanced creation be. And a lot of upper back freedom and a lot of movement, and that's why I came in from the heart. And then I was feeling your ascended Kundalini, and so many right now are even unaware that this ascended Kundalini is coming in. However, many people are having issues with their spine and also nervous system, the seventh chakra that Shri was talking about earlier. And so, like yourself, everything they're saying your ascended Kundalini is trying to anchor into they're calling it the raining presence, like it's coming out of your seventh and just showering everywhere. And so your moment before you is to keep walking. I will share with you that you mentioned when you first got on with us today that you were there yesterday. When we were with you yesterday, Zoom said it was recording. There is no recording of yesterday. You are one of very few people that will have ever experienced yesterday. So I also want to share that because all these beings around you are saying, pay attention to everything that's happening right now and keep saying yes to you. And so it is.
Much love, dear.
Thank you.
We love you both very, very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, honey. Many blessings. Namaste. And wow, I'm just kind of breathing in. How about you, Shri?
Let's take a moment. And
do you guys feel the heart? Right? Oh, yeah.
You know, each caller brings forward an energy. Each caller brings forward an opportunity that blesses all of us. And right now I'm feeling, actually it feels a bit like some grief, some letting go energy is happening. And we just let that flow and process out. The key with moving forward is to recognize that you're affected and then bring the energy of loving acceptance to allow it to complete. That I don't resist, nor do I dive into it and drown in it. Oh.
Oh. Hey.
Also.
There you are.
And in the moment of recognition, there is a completion. So we're going to hop over to the BBS call board.
I love that. Let's hop.
And then we're going to go to live.
I'm going to go up into my star consciousness while we hop over to the BBS call board.
And over on line 2, we have, it looks like Amber from Alberta. First-time caller checking in.
Hey, Amber. Welcome. Namaste.
Hello, Shri and Kira.
Hey, sweetheart.
Welcome.
Nice to be here with you.
Thank you.
I just discovered you guys in May, and I've been following everything that you've been doing. I've been part of the WWA and doing the mentoring now, and I'm just so blessed to have the growth that's coming to me from knowing you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I would love to have a mini soul reading.
Well, I think first and foremost, I just want to share, I'm just sitting here feeling you. And I'm just enjoying that moment. So thank you. Thank you for your presence. And that really is where your soul reading begins, is that I'm loving that you're here today when we're talking about star consciousness and radiation, because everything about you right now is like saying, what are you willing to do to let yourself be the radiance that you know you are? And that question just it's like, and by the way, it's fascinating, the power of the 17, there are 17 here talking that I'm trying to like synthesize into one. And they just keep saying that, take time to be beautiful, meaning radiate who you really are, be who you really are, remember who you really are. They keep talking about that you're out on this precipice. It's like I'm seeing you, and it's like you're on this really skinny bridge with no railing. And there's just enough room to keep walking, but there's just enough room to keep walking. And there's no guardrails. And they're saying your guardrails are you. You're the guardrails. And that they are here. And that they're saying the portal has been open, the dome has been ignited, the heart has been laid bare. And so it is time to arise as the queen that you are and to assume the throne that has been waiting. And so it is.
Much love.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sweetheart. We love you, Angel. Many blessings.
Wow, enjoy the sweetness. And it's important to remember that every being is on their path.
So much crown energy today. Yes. Yes.
Every being is on their path. And that each of us has this remarkable journey where we are pulling together the various refractions, the various pieces that were our journey. What you did in your prior lifetimes, what you did in this lifetime, all creates puzzle pieces. And you don't approach this with the mind. It's no need to. We approach it by being our authentic energy and by being in that direct connection we talked about.
Yeah.
And what happens is, in that clarity of light, all those refractions just start to come home.
They really do.
They just start to come home.
They really
do. And little by little, we start to feel more empowered,
yeah.
more clear, because those bits of life force energy are no longer pinched off into some other timeline and some other story. They just come home and unwind.
They do, and we love it. And you know, Shri, speaking of coming home and unwinding, I'm looking at the call board here, and I got to skip in, and I'm taking this call. I think this is Gary over at Oneness Talk Radio. Gary, is this you over in Belleville, Illinois?
Hello, how are you?
Well, we are loving you, sweetheart. Good to hear from you.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I love you guys. You know that.
We do.
Love you all.
And we love you. And hey, I want to thank you on air for sending us your photos. That was such a precious gift. Thank you.
I was honored to share it with you. Just thought you should know, so you know what I look like. We talk so much.
I love it.
I know what you guys look like.
Yeah.
It's only fair.
It's fabulous. And thank you, because it was just really, it was a joy-filled moment for us, and thank you.
Well, no problem. Thank you for connecting with my mom and with me down there when I was down there going through what I was going through. It was a very beautiful experience with you guys. For my mom to experience that was really amazing. I was very, very happy.
Oh.
I have a question for you guys. I've been experiencing like the spiraling in the middle of my forehead for like a year and a half, but it's been like for like 30-second, 1 minute intervals, stuff like that. But this week actually, I was laying back meditating on my bed or on my couch, and literally it was going for half hour.
Yeah.
Just spiraling in the middle of my forehead. I told Lynn it was like this high-pitched tone going right through my head. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I just would like some clarity on that if you could.
Well, first thing I want to do is
soul reading.
All the above.
It's all tied together.
All the above. It is all tied together. And I want to share one little thing Shri's going to share, and then I'm going to share. But the one little thing I want to share with you, my angel, is I just want to bow before you. You are at a moment of rapid up-level attunement. You have been prepared for this moment. Look at your timing. I mean, like there's no accident that you've been watching the shows or following what's been happening, because look at what's happening. You're like the poster child for the energy of the universe right now. This is amazing. And let's talk more about this, because there are more people getting ready to go through this as well.
So a couple of pieces to share with you. The first is relax.
Yeah, really, really enjoy the ride.
One of the things I think the prior caller brought this up, and it ties in a little bit to you. What I have found is sometimes I see better with my eyes closed.
Right.
And that more energy perception is more available if I get rid of the worldly filter. I just close my eyes, and all of a sudden there's more revealed. So in the spirit of that, spiral energy is the opportunity to notice the truth of what is happening, and the recognition that your balance is shifting, meaning I am orienting my being to a whole different frequency.
Yeah.
You're truly at a cusp of a beautiful breakthrough, and when I say breakthrough, what I mean is a new way of being, of understanding who you are and being in the world.
And this is where I want to jump in, because right here, okay, so I'm putting my hair back. Right here, like almost at the eyebrow line, like right where our temples would be, I've been using this part of my hands, the lower part of my hands. It's about how far out am I, Shri? How far out?
About 4 inches.
Okay, so right here, what I'm noticing, it's like a half of a helmet that's right here, and that energy, it's not that it hurts, but now when I say that, it starts hurting really strongly here in this right temple. It's as if you're at this moment of really letting go at a level that there is a still, there's like this old energy behind it. and really saying, okay, I'm ready. And then there's this other part that's saying, I don't know if I really want to. And the two of them are so subtly background noise that this presence that's come in right here is actually self-limiting, meaning that your mastery, you know, the deep down master that you are is so close to you now and so overlaid that portal, that spiral, that star consciousness ignition, that's exactly what it feels like for a lot of people. That energy is getting ready, and it's come to such a point that you're at that moment where you've really got to make a conscious choice of that which you are ready to accept and be, and to know that all that means is that you said yes to you. Doesn't mean anything has to change except your perceptions and conscious awareness. And it's like there's this inner drama going on in you, and I'm watching it, and you're aware, and you're looking out going, am I doing this right? And it's like, yeah, honey, you are. You know, that at the end, oh, wow. And as I just shared that to you, do you hear it? Do you hear it? Huge, high pitched tone. Beautiful. I need to be quiet because this is about you.
I felt it the whole time you were giving me that reading.
Yeah. Thank you,
I'm
my
into
love.
it. I'm
Yeah,
not
you
going
are.
nowhere.
I love you. I see you, brother. Oh, do I see you?
Trust the process.
We love you, honey. Namaste.
I love you guys. Namaste. Thank you so much. And I love this entire family. Feel that love. I love you.
We've
Namaste.
got it. Namaste. Many
you.
blessings. Wow. I'm not sure I can even hear. Do you guys, you feel this in your ears? It's like, okay, so it's that pressure like you're sitting at the bottom of the swimming pool, but with a really high-pitched tone that feels as if I'm in a suspended, it's like we have all just entered this sacred chamber together. And that's the blessing of this community. That's what I love about our Sunday services, is that we never know what's going to happen. And that's always the gift of hanging out for this second hour when we dive in as community. Sheree, we have so many people hanging out. Let's grab another one over at Oneness Talk Radio. And then we've got some over at BBS. We're going to talk to as many of you as we can. Hey, where do you want to go? Do you want to go to, is that Maine?
I'm not sure.
Okay, M.E.?
M.E., yeah, let's say hi.
Hi, M.E.
Namaste. It's Beatrice. How are you?
We are good. Oh my God. Is this baby body butter, Beatrice?
Belly balm.
That's it?
Yes, belly balm Beatrice.
Oh,
That's correct.
I bow. This woman has the hookup on the CBD balm that is the bomb. I bow. And oh my God, everybody has sent us their formulas. I just want to take a moment and say, wow, sister, you rock. You've got it. You got it. You got it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, I am so blessed to hear that. Thank you guys so much. I'm so grateful to all of you, and I keep you steadfast in my meditations. Know that. And if you need more, you know, I've got 2 more batches. I'd love to donate percentage of each batch, small batch, artisan, to you guys for your pain relief clinic.
Thank you. Yes. And yes, anytime. Because sincerely, yours is the best.
I totally, I have some other medicine that I had made. It took 10 months to make it, and I just completed it this week. And I wanted to donate some of that to you as well. It's an incredible remedy for multitudes of things. I'd love to write you a letter out and give you all the details as well.
Thank you.
I'm package that up for you.
Oh my God!
Absolutely.
OMG! And
Yeah.
thank you, sweetheart.
When it flows, just share what is available to be shared with Sue, and she'll get it to us.
And our heart is so grateful.
Absolutely. I'm so grateful for all of you. I'm so grateful to be on. I'm currently visiting my son in the Keys, and just arrived yesterday, and it's been great. It's been great. There are no words. and hoping I could get a mini soul reading.
Well, whew, absolutely. And I want to share with you that it's very interesting. As I'm connecting with you right now, it's a fascinating energy. From the center of my, like right below my 5th chakra, radiating out through my right shoulder and my whole right arm, it's like it almost wants to drop and be numb. And from that same point on my left arm, it's like this ease of leaving the body. And it's what they're saying is that you have arrived at a moment where it's like, and this is why they're showing it right here, that you are at a moment where you are able to arise up out of the body as the protective wave of light that you are, to view, see, and call forward into action the step before you that has already been decided. And so it is. And I am actually weak. Like, I cannot even hold up my arms. And I want to share with you that you are really mastering multidimensional presence, and you are capable of having greater conscious awareness of everything that you're learning. You're at the next step. So thank you for that honor. And I'm shaking my hands. I can't lift my arms yet, but I am moving my hands and my arms, and I encourage you to do that a lot because you're in a really heavy creation phase. And so thank you, my angel. I love you.
Thank you so much. I love you all. Happy holidays and namaste.
Oh, and to you, my angel. Many blessings. Wow, how are your arms?
Well, there's
my arm. I'm like, okay. And like now I have massive heat, and I know, hey, Shri, what's going on over at BBS?
Well, let's just take a second and take a breath into that, because one of the things I do want to honor and that Beatrice has brought forward is when we approach the gifts of Mother Nature through our ascended heart.
Yes.
They speak. The plants speak more clearly. Our guidance brings in the alchemies and the mixes more clearly. And this is something I just wish to honor, that we are in this new earth energy. It's already here. Just look for it and see it. And there's so many beings that are participating in that harmony.
Yes.
And these formulas and recipes and technologies are coming forward, and your heart will recognize them.
It already does, right?
Yeah.
It already does.
Hey, I tell you what, over at BBS on line 2, we have Holly from Michigan. So
hey, Holly from Michigan. Namaste and welcome.
Namaste, Shri and Kira. Thank you so much for taking my call. I'm so grateful I got through. As some others have mentioned, last week has been very fascinating. Lots of beings transitioning, I guess, around me. And then to top the week off, yesterday I brought my dog to the vet, and the vet had diagnosed her with lymphoma. So I guess I'm calling in for a mini soul reading with all this interesting things going on around me.
First of all, Angel, wow. I feel like there's two, how do I want to describe it? Almost like two bricks sitting on the top of your chest. And so I'm keeping my hands here right now, and I want you to just take in a deep breath and really, really relax it out. You have this amazing support network around you. And I'm talking about your spiritual support network, but they're also showing me your other support network. And what they're sharing with me is that you have known, they're saying it's been like way in the back, but yet you've known that you were getting ready to be freed for a moment that you've been aware of, then you haven't been aware of, then you didn't want to be aware of, then you're aware of again. And they're saying that everything around you is conspiring for you to now be free to come forward in that which you are ready and already, and that which you already is for them. I'm like, stop. In that which you already know. And they're saying that this what we've been all working with here right now, they're saying it's like there's these, it's like I'm seeing two hooks and there's these ropes, and it's like they've been pulling you and you've just adapted to the pain. And they're saying that, boom, boom, 1 minute of pain and they're gone, and the healing begins. And so it's time for you to really say yes even more to that which you are. And I want you to breathe that in again, because wow, are you something? I mean, wow.
Yeah, and I just want to encourage you to take to heart what Kira has shared with you, and maybe go back and listen to the recording of this, because it's very important to summon from within the courage and confidence to do what we need to do, because what is awaiting you is the quality of experience that when you get there, you'll go, why did I hesitate?
Yeah.
This is so magnificent. And there's so many beings having this exact same experience of I'm inching my way forward rather than just leaping.
It's like a painful pull.
Yeah.
And the minute you say, hey, forget this, I'm not on your rope or your time frame, then you're free, right?
Yeah.
You're free. Yeah. So thank you, my angel.
Much love
What a
to you.
blessing to connect with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Many
Namaste.
blessings. Namaste. And wow, Shri, I do want to share with all of you that please, 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 more and more of these mini soul readings have started to become more ensoulments. And, this New Year's Eve, as every year, we will be doing our live broadcast from, hopefully we'll give you video next week, the new Violet Ray Dome here at TOSA Blue Mountain. And this is one that matters in a way that it has not ever mattered before. Please give yourself the gift of joining us New Year's Eve right here on your video, right?
Yeah.
Live stream.
Yep, it'll be a beautiful live stream, and there'll be an opportunity to have some interaction and to connect with the community that is gathered here as we celebrate spirit.
And it will be available if you register. So just shriankira.com, you'll see it right there. Get registered. Be there. Join us. Let your friends know.
It's called Taking Action.
Yes. And remember to wear your costume. We're wearing ours.
Absolutely. As we come to a close for today, I just want to remind you all that it's time.
Yes.
It's your time.
Yes.
It's the time to say yes to your ascended presence, to your magnificence, to your authenticity. We have all learned how to compromise. We've learned how to tolerate a little BS in our lives. It's time to say no more compromise. I am that which I am, and I shall stand in my truth and my light and let others witness that radiance so they can remember theirs.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So, beloved ones, hand on heart, take a big breath in. Let a smile come to your face and trust that all is truly well. See you next week.
Thank you for joining us at Shri and Kira Live. To have your questions answered, send us an email to guest@shriandkiraradio.com and check out more information at shriandkira.com. See you next week. Namaste.